Okay, looks like we're good and up and running. Okay, so I did say this week I'm going to be getting right back into these videos. I'm going to be getting bits in here, bits there, all of that. It's completely gone over the top of my head, in all fairness. It's been my first week back to doing multiple sessions every day. So my head's just been trying to focus on that and making sure I get that done. Seeing as yesterday wasn't a good day, which is the second day of the week. I don't know what happens. I seem to start off the week so well, and then like fall off a little bit. Not necessarily due to my own. Well, it is my own fault when it comes down to the nitty gritty of it. But I mean, basically, so what happened yesterday was went to training in the morning, all good, all sweet, ready to go. Did my training, felt great. Did like a really good session, felt amazing. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling it today. I feel like today's going to be a good day. We're clinch sparring in the afternoon, which I normally feel more comfortable in than normal sparring. So I don't have that kind of like slight anxiety feel. So my stamina is normally better. Because even if you're using the same amount of energy, if you feel slightly anxious, you just suddenly, your body will drain itself way faster. But, so I was feeling great yesterday, and I went to go to my Muay Thai session in the afternoon. Start my bike, and my bike wasn't starting. So my bike's battery had died. I don't really know how that works because I've been fueling it and I've been driving it, and I always thought that the batteries are pretty much fine unless they're completely dead. If you're still using the motor vehicle. We'll use that as a description because I'm gonna say I had the same issue with my the lighting will make my shoulder look big there. Let's go back. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I distracted myself with that. Shit, completely lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ, egotistical much. No, what was I saying? So yeah, I had issues with my car because obviously I didn't have my license back in the UK, but I'd got a car expecting to get my license. Then a bunch of stuff had happened. So in the end, my car wasn't being driven at all for ages, and its battery died, I think, a few times. So that's just an explanation for why I assumed that my bike would be fine, but clearly not. So yeah, that happened. Then I decided, oh, you know what, instead I'm going to go to the gym. I'll do some weights, not done some weights in a long time. You know, get some squats in, get some good work going. Yeah, that didn't really go to plan either, because as soon as I started to go to do squats, in all seriousness, it kind of was my own fault, because I hadn't done enough of a warm-up. I did a quick jog, Jesus, you can tell I've not been doing much of these recently. I did a quick jog up and down the track a few times, and I thought that would be, enough of a warm-up to start off with legs, and then I'll do a quick warm-up with upper body, and then I'll do some upper body work. I was mainly just going to see what my PRs were looking like, because obviously I've not done a weight session in the gym in a long time. So I was kind of expecting them to be really bad, but I was thinking, you know what, I'll go in there, we'll go up with pretty big jumps to start off with, and then when I feel the weight starting to get a bit heavy, we'll start to cut down them jumps to 5 kilos, 2.5 kilos, and we'll just see what we get to without going crazy, because I didn't have anyone there with me to spot me. So I thought, you know what, we'll start off with that. I did the bar, obviously. I'd hope I'm able to squat just the bar, which I did fine. I did 10 kilos on either side, fine. And I was feeling really good. Obviously, I'm more flexible than I used to be, so I was doing nice, deep squats. I was feeling the good. The muscle fibers stretch and pull. It was really good. And then I went up to 20 on each side, because I felt so good with the 10s. And I did, I think, about 8 squats with it, and I normally do anywhere between about 8 and 12 reps. If I can get 12 in, I'll do 12, because it's the amount I feel gives me a good enough workout in the muscle without doing too little and without overusing the muscle. So I was going to go for a few more, and I went down on this 8th one, and I got to the bottom, and I could just feel at the top of my hamstring, at the bottom of my glute, a little bit of a pull. Not where you've strained it, not where you've fully pulled it, but where you were very close to pulling it. So I was like, right, okay. So that's not really what we're aiming for here. So I was like, right, we'll put that down and I'll sod off the gym for today. Because all I was going to do was bench, squat, and deadlift, just to get my my compound movement, see what they're looking like at the moment. And obviously that didn't go to plan at all. So I was like, after I felt it tweak, I didn't want to strain it anymore, and I thought we'll just go back and I'll do some light jogging, and I won't do anything crazy with it, and I'll make sure it feels good. Then I got back, and my wonderful phone, where is it? Oh, it's in the box anyway. My wonderful phone that's broken 2-3 times in the last, I don't know, month and a bit. It just decided to go kapunk again. I looked at it, it was fine. I was using it, and I was like, oh, the battery's gone down quite quick. I looked at the battery, because I just got a notification where it gives you that, you've used 20% notification. I was like, oh, okay. I'll chuck it on charge. I put it on charge, and then it went to 9%. And I was like, right, well, that's just a bit weird, because I've only just got the notification for it being at 20%. So I was like, maybe I got the notification late. So I turned it off and turned it back on again. And I looked at it and it was at 6%. And the phone felt quite hot. So I was like, you know what? I'll open the fridge door and I'll put it just in front of the fridge door so I get some cool air going onto it. Because, it's very hot here. Maybe it's just that it's overheated. But I put it in. I put it there for about a few minutes. Took it away. Turned it on. And it was at 50%. So I was like, oh, thank God. It was just the heat getting to the battery a bit. No, it wasn't. Because then it just went completely off again and did the Apple logo thing. The Apple logo thing, where it flashes the Apple logo and then disappears, then it flashes the Apple logo and it disappears. And I was just like, again, really? Because this is the exact same issue that's happened with my phone every time. It's always the same thing. And I always go to the repair shop, get it fixed, and then it happens again a few months later. So very annoying. So in the end, I kind of just sodded off that day because I hit my leg a little bit. My bike had fucked up. Everything was just not going to plan. Luckily with my bike, the place that I rent my bike from, they gave me a spare bike straight away. And they're literally right across the road from me. So that was sorted in about 10 minutes, which thank God all went okay. But yeah, so although the start of yesterday was very good, the rest of the day, so, we'll say. So I came back with a bit of a vengeance today and did a super hard session this morning, 1 hour 1-to-1, which was just hard power, trying to throw power into the pads for an hour this morning. And then even on my breaks that I was having this morning, I was trying to get some sit-ups in. So constant work for about an hour this morning, and then Muay Thai this afternoon. And I was expecting myself to kind of gas out after the sparring session, because when we do the Muay Thai in the afternoon, you start with running, then you do that for a good 10-15 minutes, then you go to shadow boxing, and you're shadow boxing, obviously Muay Thai, so you're throwing kicks, elbows, knees, and all that kind of stuff for a few minutes. Then you're doing speed punching, so speed 1-2, then you're doing speed uppercuts, then you're doing speed blocks, so you just block, and then front kicks, you just do them. It's the same every time for the start, and that's basically your warm-up. Then you go into doing pads with a partner, so you'll be holding it for them, they'll do a combination 3 times, let's say, then they'll hold it for you and you'll do the same combination back. And you do that for about 3 rounds, changing the combination each time. And then you go into sparring straight after. So by the time you finish with sparring, normally, or at least when I did this on Monday, I was gassed. I was completely done. And so I dipped out after that on Monday, because I hate being there and being completely gassed and kind of slowing it down for someone else. I'd rather just dip out and go for a run instead, so I can still get the rest of my exercise in, but I'm not limiting someone else's, if you know what I mean. I know, I'm so kind. It's definitely not social anxiety. Definitely not. It's purely the kindness of my heart. No, it's a mix of both, but I mean, it's nothing that is detrimental to me. I have control over it to the point where I know where I'm able to carry on and where I prefer to dip out and just do my own kind of training by myself. So that's what I was expecting to happen today, or maybe just after sparring, because just after sparring, you go into conditioning work. So you'll just be doing bag work or padman work with one of the trainers. So you basically just keep swapping, and it's like after sparring you have a bit of a break, and then it's kind of just like all conditioning or fitness stuff. So my hair looks really weird today. It looks really like poofy, if you know what I mean. Like it's not going back and staying there. It wants to be quite puffed up. So don't judge. I don't think I need it. Well, actually, look at my hair. I could go for a haircut soon. I say that after coming here and not having a haircut for like 4 or 5 months. Well, no, 4, because I've still got more than 2 months left, I think. Around that, something like that. I have a rock in my knee, and it was just implanted there, and it's so fucked. That spot is worrying me a little bit. I'm getting distracted, but it's just because I had staph not that long ago, and although this doesn't look similar, it looks similar, if you know what I mean. Like it's just a red dot on my knee. Well, calf. But yeah, anyway, other than being distracted. So yeah, I said I was going to be really active on this, getting loads of footage this week for these and posting these every like 2 or 3 days with like bits of these, bits of me doing sparring and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that hasn't gone to plan, but I'm going to try and pick that back up tomorrow. It's just annoying because I know what I'm like, and I'm a leave it to the last kind of moment person when I'm like getting ready and stuff. So I've got shin guards to pack, mouth guards to pack, gloves to pack, hand wraps to pack, ankle wraps to pack, 2 water bottles because I now take BCAAs and electrolytes in a drink, and then water in a drink. I'll show you what that looks like now. So this is what I've got. BCAA boost. It's okay. Mother, if you're watching this, it's not steroids. It's okay. It's health stuff. So it's got BCAAs and electrolytes, so nothing that special, to be brutally honest. It's just because it was recommended to me by one of the coaches. He's from the UK but lives out here and does coaching out here for certain people 1-to-1. And he recommended it, saying when you get back into the training full on, you're doing like 2 sessions a day. If you're drinking a bottle of that and a bottle of water to stay hydrated every day, you should start to cut down a little bit in weight. I don't know how exactly that works, although I am already on a bit of I'm on a very good diet at the moment. So at the moment, I'm kind of humming and hawing about what I want to do for lunch, because the majority of my diet so far this last 2 weeks has been just chicken and just steamed vegetables. So it's been very strict, I allowed myself like 1 cheat meal every 1 or 2 weeks, on like a Saturday or a Sunday. And that's been fine. But I've noticed that like, at the moment at least, it should be, I'll probably just do it for the time being where my 1-to-1 starts at 11. Because that means I finish it at 12 and then I've got training again at 3. And although that sounds like quite a long time, I've got like take off like an hour just after training, well, half an hour just after training and half an hour just before training, because it's like when you're getting ready, getting back, relaxing and stuff. I end up only having about 2 hours in between each training. And I know that might not sound like a very short break, 2 hours just to do what you want. But like, I'm normally so drained after the morning session that I'm kind of just chilling in bed, scrolling, watching videos for 2 hours, and then I'm up and I'm gone again. So I don't really feel like I have enough time to eat in that time. And if I don't eat in that time, then I'm starving later on, and my urges get the better of me, and I'll have something more carby than health-wise, which is frustrating after the fact. Whilst I'm eating it, it's fantastic. It's crazy. I find it very interesting because normally when I crave food, I'm not like a super picky person, so I'll just crave food and I'm pretty much down for whatever. But I've noticed since I've put myself on this diet, I'm specifically craving either like fatty things or carby things, like in particular. Like I'm really like, I like McDonald's. McDonald's is nice. I don't like really knock on fast food burgers that much because I just think they're okay. I think that they taste good for what they are, which is meat, cheese, and bread. But it's crazy how much I've been craving, like a sandwich, like a burger, like something breaded or something fried, It's crazy how much I've been craving stuff like that and sweet things. Like, I keep craving ice cream only because that's pretty much the only kind of like sweet thing other than pancakes you can get out here. But I've been craving it like crazy, which is really weird to me, specifically because I don't eat that stuff a lot. So super weird eating that. I mean craving that just because it's a new craving I'd never think I'd have, because I've just never really been that like picky. But it's like really specific when I'm craving. Like I come back from training and I'll be hungry, but I won't be craving like some nice fried chicken or some like grilled chicken or some meat or something like that, which is what I'd normally crave when I'm not like putting any kind of diet on. But now I'm here and I've put myself on a diet, the cravings are super specific. It's like meat, fat, dairy, and carbohydrates. Heavy cravings for carbohydrates. Like it's strange. I mean, obviously, I get it. You know, you're not consuming them when your body's used to having that kind of supply on hand, and then all of a sudden it doesn't, and your body's like, we need that quickly. So I get it, but it's just weird to feel it. But anyway, other than that, I'm gonna try and do, I'll probably be able to get 1, maybe 2 videos out, this week. I might just do 1 for this channel, I mean. Cause what I'll do is, I've got 1-to-1s tomorrow and the day after, and then I've got training tomorrow, day after, and then Saturday as well. But people don't really like you recording the training that's in like a big group as much, just because you never know who doesn't want to be filmed, who does, and it's like it's just a lot more hassle than really needs to be. But I can easily film my 1-to-1s, and then also I can film whatchamacallit? I can film, what can I film? I was gonna say something. Yeah, my coach, cause I was doing sparring, during someone else's 1-to-1. I was hopping in and doing some sparring, for my coach with, one of his other students when they were here. But now they've left, I'm kind of missing that. And I was really enjoying it, to be fair, cause it was a lot more calm. It was what I posted, not long ago on this channel. It was a lot more calm sparring, nowhere near as hectic, kind of just throwing whatever. It was like, throw a few, exchanges, and then Moo, my coach, would come in and be like, right, okay, focus on this, work on this, and like he's on the side of the ropes, kind of like trying to hint at what you should do whilst you're fighting. And it was good, to be honest. It felt good. I felt like I was learning a lot from it, in the moment, if you know what I mean. Although saying that, I had really good sparring today. I sparred a girl at first, because there was no one left, so I was the last one. And then she was sparring another girl who was tiny. Keep in mind, this girl is taller than me, longer reach than me. So give me a smidge of credit here, okay? Don't knock on the girl so much. But yeah, no, she was quite good. Obviously, I didn't really. I never really know how to spar some women, because obviously you don't want to throw as hard as you can, as you sometimes do with men. Just because you never know, because don't get me wrong, you get some women or some girls who will throw hands with you and throw down just as much as any man will, and they don't give a fuck. But then again, you do get others who are there for the fitness side, for the training side, and they don't want that super intense sparring kind of thing. They just don't prefer it. And you don't want to be that guy that's forcing heavy sparring on a girl who doesn't want to do heavy sparring, because then you just look like an absolute fucking prick. So yeah, no. So I was going quite light, but she was quite good. She had one thing I need to work on more is I don't block and I don't catch kicks enough, because in sparring it doesn't really hurt me. Not to sound cocky, but I've got a bit of extra blubber on me, so I feel as though I can take a couple more than most people my size buildish can, or mainly people that are a bit skinnier, a bit better in shape than I am. I just seem to be able to tank a couple more shots, a little bit heavier shots. But yeah, no. So sparring with her was good, because her kicks were very good. They were very clean. She nearly caught me in the balls once, though. She was very apologetic, though, so she was very kind of her. But yeah, what else? Sparring after that, who did I spar after that? I sparred a guy called Sergey after that. Guy looked like he was in about his 40s. But very good. He had very clean back kicks where you spin. So it's like a kick that you're throwing behind you because your opponent is therefore behind you. So things like a spinning hook kick where like they'll throw their right foot behind them to bring it round, kind of thing. Like those kind of things, or like where you spin off slightly and just push off to the side. Normally you don't really you do them in sparring only because they're quite hard to predict, as in where they're gonna land, where they're being thrown from. Because when it's like when someone's throwing something that's spinning, that part where whatever they're throwing is behind them, you've got zero visibility of it. So for all you know, whilst they're turning away from you, they could be bringing that leg all the way up to almost head height, and then all you've got is like the amount of time you'd get for like a punch, but with a kick, which is far heavier. So you don't normally do them in sparring, but I'm not a big stickler on like sparring rules kind of thing. Like I feel like if you want to throw something, go ahead and throw it. If I get caught by it, it's my own fault for not having like good enough defense. I'm not really worried about getting like hurt and that kind of stuff around. Like everyone's different. Some people are really defensive about it. They don't like any kind of like nothing that they're like not used to kind of done in sparring. Me, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm like, throw whatever you want. If you hit me with it and it clearly hurts me, give me a few seconds. But if you throw something and it hits me and I'm all right, just keep going. Other than that, the last round sparring a guy that was a bit smaller than me. He looked about my age, maybe a bit older, a bit younger. A little bit smaller than me size-wise, though. And I think he had a Muay Thai background because you can kind of tell. Because most foreigners kind of like, if you look at their feet, yeah, I'll try to end this by accident. Most foreigners, their feet are quite flat-footed. They don't really have either foot up. So you'll quite often see them like plod forwards and plod forwards. Whereas, t-shirts in the way. Whereas Muay Thai guys, especially like the ones who are very front foot kick heavy, they'll kind of like, their foot will like tap. So they're like, their front foot will be up and they'll just basically be tapping it. They'll be tapping it. So at any moment they can go front kick, or at any moment they can bring it up to block, or that kind of thing. If it's like kind of bouncing off the ground, it's ready to like come off the ground in whatever way it needs to very quickly. And his front foot was very good. He had a very, very light front foot where he was kind of like kind of just like still almost, as in like he wasn't moving side to side or anything, very still, plodding forward kind of pace. But then his legs would come up very quickly. He had good hands, but I felt, I have to admit, my hands were good today. My hands were very good today. I clipped Sergey a good few times because when he was coming in, he did quite explosive movements on the way in. Like a lot of he did it a few times where he came in with a Superman punch. So it's where you take a big step forward to your left foot, and then you kind of lift your back foot off, you push forward to that left one, and then you explode, and like you kind of like twist as you're pushing your back leg out. So that's like quite explosive movement. But every time he'd do that, I'd just take a quick step back and then just a quick jab to the forehead. And I was connecting quite a lot. I was connecting quite a lot with my hooks as well, because I had a lot of issues with my hooks. I felt very awkward throwing them, because with your hook, you're kind of supposed to like loop it round, and your elbow is supposed to be either parallel or a little bit above. You're supposed to bring your shoulder up to protect your chin, kind of thing. And I have a lot of issues with that, because I find it, obviously, me being lazy and all, I find it much easier to kind of just like go like that and kind of like keep my elbow down and just like hook almost my fist, which isn't good, because I'm not putting my knuckle into it, because if it's connecting, it's coming from the side. So if I'm throwing it like this and I'm just connecting on the side, it's gonna one, hurt my wrist if I don't have wraps on, and two, it's not getting that knuckle like connection. That's what you're really aiming for when you throw any kind of punch. It's the same with a jab. Like with a jab, I'm not aiming to just go like that. I'm aiming to twist in the knuckle. So it's kind of like you're throwing it, and then you're giving it that last little bit of force just to get it over the line, kind of thing, if you know what I'm trying to say. But really, it's a really good training so far. I did better in this one cardio wise than I thought I was going to do. So for the rest of this week, it's 1 hour one-to-one in the morning, and then 2-hour session in the afternoon. Next week is going to be the same for the whole week, but then week after that, I'm swapping from 5 one-to-ones in the mornings to 3. And what I'm going to do on the days that I'm not doing a one-to-one in the morning, I'm going to head over and I'm going to go do some gym work, some weight work. Because it's not that I feel like I super need it, but it'll just help with a little bit of explosiveness at times, a little extra power on a few shots, and also just looks, to be honest. Like, when you're training Muay Thai and you're throwing kicks and you're doing this, you'll get very fit cardio-wise, but it's not like hypertrophy, I think that's the word, or hypertrophy maybe in English, because I might be American lingo. Like, it's not like you're using one muscle so much that it's gonna like grow. Like my arms, I don't have like super big arms, like they're there, but I don't have like any pronounced muscular anywhere really on me, to be brutally honest. Like my legs are quite a lot skinnier than my upper body is, but even still, like I don't have like massive, like you can see my triceps there, but I mean like I'm not super defined. I don't have like massive bulging muscles anywhere, and it's a little bit of a vain thing, but I mean everyone wants to look good, don't they? So I'm just going to slowly start implementing some weight work into my training. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm saying it's vain. It is also going to help the way I fight and train. And it'll help with muscular endurance instead of just cardiovascular endurance as well. So that's also a good thing. But yeah, you know, getting back into it. So this is a quick video to, well, I say quick, we're 26 minutes in here. So this is a video to say, sorry for not keeping up with the videos as I previously said I would, but nevertheless, we are here, we're getting going, and we should get into it a bit more. I'm sure you get some better videos. So I said expect one more at the end of this week, because I'm going to try and record my one-to-ones in the morning. I'm going to try and record at least one, possibly 2 of these kind of little talk videos throughout the day, and then I might even take my camera with me to training and see if I can record any parts of that or anything along those lines, even if it's just a quick snippet after training or something like that. But nevertheless, peace out, I guess. I mean, there's not really much more I need to say or anything. I think I've not had anything to say for the last like 20 minutes, but I've still managed to ramble on. So if I don't cut it off here, I'll probably end up going on for another hour. So, with that being said, peace.